old. But let's go through some of the basic fundamentals that makes life worthwhile. Life experience on the spinning planet. What makes it work well? And if your life doesn't work well, if economics don't work well, if your health doesn't work well, if how you feel about yourself is not working, what do you fix? I've got 5 pieces for you to consider. Let me give you that list of 5, okay? Here they are. I call them the 5 major pieces to the life puzzle. 5 things to make life work. You can't manufacture antiques. Antiques are what? Get the promotions. Make your life work well and all of the equities. But let's go through some of the basic fundamentals that makes life work well. Makes life worthwhile. I'm telling you, if you'll take a close look at these 5 major pieces, you might find the answer.
Hello. It seems that if there's anything today that's a constant for most people, it's their uncertainty, whether it's about their income, or their investments, or their savings, or whether or not they'll outlive their money. And if they don't outlive the money, will the money be worth anything in 20 years? If I could show you a simple, affordable, conservative strategy to save more, spend less, protect your assets, and alleviate uncertainty, and spin off $4,000 to $5,000 a week if passive residual income, do you think you'd want to take a look? Here's the good news. The miracle of this innovative system is that no one has to buy anything or sell anything to convince anyone else to buy or sell anything in order to accomplish that goal. The only thing you or anyone else will need to do is make one small change in how they save the money that they were going to save anyway. Here's an important question. Do you think a $100 bill is going to spend as far next year as it does this year? If not, what are you going to do about it? Do you think that we're heading for another recession? If so, again, what are you going to do about it? Thousands of people who already have money, who understand money, have a logical, relevant, no-nonsense solution which solves all debt, savings, and currency crisis for any individual at any income level. What we have here in order to do that is not speculation. This next recession, it's widely believed that the largest single transfer of wealth in the history of mankind will take place. Now, recessions and depressions, they don't destroy wealth. They merely transfer it from the unprepared to the prepared, who've positioned themselves to receive it. The question is, which one do you plan to be? The only thing you need change is a small change in your savings and banking routine. If you'd like to know more, again, without buying anything, we will show you simple tasks that you need to perform. You do not have to wait to put this into play, and you can't get hurt doing it. We show people how to set up free gold accumulation plans without any risk. And you take your paper money, which is losing purchasing power, and you exchange it into gold money, physical metal, not a stock or an ETF or a commodity. It preserves your labor. As the value of your paper money decreases, what happens to the price of your gold? It begins to go up in price, or it certainly preserves the value of what it was at the time you made the exchange. This means that no matter what you do, it balances out the losses that you're taking in your paper money, whatever career you're in, whatever you did to earn that money. So many here have become financially independent within 12 to 18 months by following a proven, simple guideline. And yes, it is simple, but it's not easy. The most difficult thing to do is to pass an idea from one person to another without being misunderstood. Just ask anyone who's married. You were very clear to your spouse in what you were trying to say. They just didn't hear it the same way. That's why this message here was made, to pass an idea as simply as possible. I ask you this. What is your level of interest on a scale of 1 to 10 to find more information, to take a look? The only thing you'll be doing, instead of saving all your cash in paper, you'll be saving some of it in the form of gold as currency, not contracts or commodities, and it's a free account. It's a way to leverage your labor. It can be done very part-time, and I know without a shadow of a doubt that some people who hear this, their interest will be 10 out of 10. One of our business partners will get back to you and give you more details and a link to their website. Thank you so much for listening.
Ready for Evolution, and welcome to another 90-day run to wealth. All right. I'm Brother Eric Teray Muhammad, your brother and friend. I need to adjust this seat because my head is cut off there. All right. Can y'all see me? All right. I see y'all. Welcome, everyone. I see Sister Raj, you enjoyed that musical selection. That was from Summertime. Yeah, that was George Gershwin's production back in the 30s, or actually late 20s into the 30s. And this rendition was performed by the fabulous Shaka Khan, Stevie Wonder on harmonica, and the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan on violin. Tremendous, tremendous, tremendous music rendition. And it's also part of a larger box set that we featured in May, which is called Let's Change the World by the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. Roughly, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, 40 selections, 43 selections and a DVD attached to this magnificent box set. So it's his life's journey through music. So with that being said, welcome. I'm glad to see everybody on. And we're going to go right into the heart of what we're here for. First, let me just announce, make sure you share with everyone, take a screenshot, share it everywhere you can. This is the desire of our CEO and founder of Wealth Builders Worldwide, Mr. Tyrone Best. So how to close the wealth gap. Saturday, January 27th, that's this Saturday, 2020 at 8 a.m. is going to be on your very same and very own Class in Session page. That means not the page, but as part of Class in Session, Eric Toure Muhammad Facebook page. We will be there live 8 a.m. and we've expanded the platform to include a couple hundred more. So please, by all means, you want to be there. That's his desire to get this out. And I'm interested to hear what he said. I'm eager to hear what he has to say. You know, he called me and said, I got these bullet points and I want to be like everybody else. Everybody else can be up at 8 in the morning. I can be up at 8 in the morning. So we're looking forward to, it's not a challenge for anybody free, you know, but he really wants to get this message out. So please share with everyone. That'll be this Saturday at 8 a.m. That's June 27th. Classes in Session on the Eric Toure Muhammad Facebook page. It'll be Mr. Todd Best, CEO and founder of Wealth Builders Worldwide, how to close the wealth gap. I want to go back to that other screen just to show you again, well, not play it again.
It seems that if there's
I didn't want to play it again, but on that screen, that wealth building promotional video that was shared there, I think it came out, I want to say about 5 years ago, Roz, maybe about 5 years ago. And it began circulating maybe in the last 3. I started seeing it surface from 3 years ago on terms of Facebook posts, not Facebook, but YouTube posts. And the reason why I showed it is because when you compare then to now, everything has come to pass and everything is true. Every last detail, even down to what you have to deal with as an affiliate trying to convince a family member, friend, or loved one of the opportunity, you know, and where you can weigh it on a scale from 0 to 10, you know. So what do we know? We know that the greatest wealth transfer is about to occur. What else do we know? We know that it was pending then and it's on us now. What else do we know? We knew that gold was money then and gold is money now. And it's more relative today as it was predicted a few years ago. Here's the other kicker. A few years ago, they showed you how you can earn $4,000 to $5,000 a week in just submitting to the opportunity from a free position. And guess what we didn't have? We didn't have all the profit packages. We didn't have all the multi-gold packages. We didn't have cash gold at all. We didn't have cryptocurrency at all. All we had was the basics of gold, saving gold. And guess what? Many people waxed wealthy by being disciplined behind their dream, their desire, and their determination. And it produced exactly what was intended. So if it can do that in a vacuum of very little to no information, what do you think you can do today if you just apply yourself with the tools and the technology and the innovations that have been obtained, created in this hour and this purpose? So I just wanted to share that because that sort of stuck out in my mind, and hopefully you found something in that. And so we're going to move it forward. So this is the 90-day run to wealth. Okay, and one thing that we want to be very clear about, family, is that the 90-day run to wealth is a daily activity, not a week-to-week activity. Every day you live, every day you breathe, every day you build your business, every day you do your job, every day you perform duties, every day you breathe. So the cost of living goes up every day. Yours doesn't have to. Your income can increase every day though, and that's a choice. So I don't want you to think this is designed just for us to come back and pontificate a little bit of what we've done from one week to the next. I mean, that's important, but it benefits you greater in a daily exercise. But again, it's up to everybody's individual plan. I don't purport to speak for everybody's objective, nor their dreams or their strategies. But I just want to share with those of us who are here, this is about the building the wealth base in your home. This is about building the increase in your home, the expanse in your home. This is about realizing the vision on your heart, the dream in your heart and on your mind. This is about what you do for you and your business. All right. And we're doing the best we can to share this opportunity with you. So remember, this 90-day run is a daily activity. And what do? We talk about the goals formula. We help you find your goals formula. Your dollar sign, your money versus your time. In this aspect, we don't mean necessarily versus like they fight against each other. We mean proportionately. How do you weigh your time against the money you earn? How do you weigh your time against the massive wealth you hope to acquire? How do you weigh your time against your dream? These are goals. So everyone should have a financial goal. What is your financial goal? What is your earnings goal? You should have a time goal. Do you want to accomplish within a week, weekly, monthly, annually, 2 years, 5 years, etc.? You need to have a goal. Although we convene each Tuesday in this 90-day run, please note that our success grows in our daily activity. That's my in-house housekeeping note. Strategies. Let's look at strategies a little bit. I got to sort of turn my screen around so I can see what I'm saying to you. All right. This is week 5 for us. In week 5, we've by now accomplished a lot. You may not know it, but I'm going to show you how you can see it, and then we're going to talk about it a little bit, okay? The first strategy, of course, is what was our plan? In week 1, we identified in-house surplus. Y'all remember that? We showed how to allocate and register a profitable savings. We found money that we were spending frivolously, or we found items that we wanted to relieve ourselves from for profitable compensation and move it towards an allocated purpose. We found that we had money that we were just wasting that was in our immediate purview. So we had the ability to grab hold of it, halt the waste, and turn those accumulated dollars into a surplus, and then move that surplus into a savings where it became profitable. So we pushed everything there towards cash goal. We went over some other things, but we really honed into it on week 2 with our bucket drop. The bucket drop strategy was simply this. We delegated all the pooled income into a household. We put it off into different pockets or different buckets. Auto exchange, regular cash goal savings and contributions, emergency fund, dream buckets, bills, charity. We broke it up to show what we can do with just 10% of what we earn, 10% of what was derived. And we're constantly running the clock on those things frivolously that we were spending, wasteful spending that we brought to a grinding halt and brought in to the savings of a profitable savings into cash gold. What did we do in week 3? Man, week 3, we got to that open house with Mr. Best and Mr. Dalco. Y'all remember that? That was hot. You know, there was a lot that inspired them. You know, there was something I shared on the stream this morning on the class in session. And I talked about how Sister Cece Mahone inspired the leadership through her live stream of You Don't Know What You Don't Know. And the power that resonated from that, I mean, she had the audacity to do it, you know. I always got to stick it in there anytime I can, you know. And in her doing so, it inspired the one who brought her to the opportunity. That speaks volumes to literally what happens with your wealth, you know, because just as you can out earn your sponsor, you can also outlearn your sponsor. And revelations come in that. Now, here's the power in our playing field. There's nothing that you can add that takes away from me. There's nothing I can say that takes away from you. There's nothing we do for each other that offends the other because we're on the same playing field. Isn't that powerful? So to have the power of edification working both ways, oh, that's a real powerful tool. So what happened in that moment when we did week 3? Week 3 produced the WBW testimony. When Mr. Best and Mr. Dalco heard from Brother Braden and heard from Sister Deb Nixon and heard of the accomplishments of others on the line, heard from Linda Johnson Spence and others, it fired them up. It was that point that Mr. Dalco said, you know what? I had an epiphany. And he called for the WBW testimony that was amazing this past Friday. You know, you can find it on the live streams. Eric Teray Muhammad YouTube channel is there as a permanent fixture, but it's still circulating through all the live streams, and you should never not circulate it. Some of you Do watch parties with your Facebook page. Always include it. Do multiple watch parties with multiple presentations. Always include the presentations, because nothing like someone's testimony telling their story. Remember, family, stories sell. Facts merely tell. Okay? People will always remember how you make them feel. They may not necessarily remember what you know, but they will remember you if they know you care. So that was our strategies, 1, 2, and week 3. Week 4, it got a little funky. In week 4, we honed in on the stream of revenue and the list of revenue. We talked about increasing the revenue, increasing. We honed in what was coming through, and we honed in on how to take control of it, how to manage it, but more importantly, how to grow it. So we gave another mindset as to our approach to making our list. We had to make our list like it's a plan of attack. We had to make our list like it's a strategy, because someone took something from us and we got to get it back. So who's got my money? That was the list. And how did we apply that list? We applied it on two levels. We applied it to those who have not been in, who's not in the opportunity, and we shared with them by making a list. We do 100 people a day. Well, I do 100 people a day, whatever y'all do, right? And you determine who out of that list you construct, who are the best for me to reach out to right now. Now, you're going to reach out to everybody. You're not thinking for anyone's pocket, but you're prioritizing your moves because it's about massive action. You want to grow your wealth now. You see? And all of this is just a rearrange of a phone call, a rearrange of a text message, a rearrange of an Instagram post or a Facebook message. You see? And how much easier does it become when you invite people to the wealth building presentation? I got to tell you the truth. I was wide open at 12 o'clock today. I don't know. I really don't know what came over me. I was wide open. I was gone. I could have gone another hour. Y'all been mad. Y'all been mad. I could have gone another hour. I don't know why it was, but I felt much better with 12 noon than I did 8 a.m. Not because it was too early, because things didn't go the way I wanted it to. But when you have divine connection and divine intervention, when you have that universal approach to things, then the universe takes over and you just submit. There's a lot of things we're going to find we can't force in life because it may not be meant for us at that time. Remember this always, nothing comes before its time. So who got my money? We dealt with it from those outside the opportunity Karatbars, and we dealt with it on the inside, because primarily in that week 4, we dealt with the unilevel system. We showed you how it really works and how it empowers you. We showed you, we went through all the nuts and bolts of it, because what the unilevel system does is a way to earn monthly income in Karatbars. Is the sharing, by just sharing a simple plan. You add affiliates by sponsoring teams. You sponsor them, right? And the more you sponsor, the more they're part of your team automatically. And guess what happens? They duplicate what you do. You're going to earn a handsome residual income on a monthly basis. And the larger you grow your team, the greater it gets. Because what happens, it can get so large and so massive. Just think about it. If everyone is contributing to the system by saving 1 gram of gold a month, if you have 8,000 people in your downline like Sister Roz, that's 8,000 grams of gold a month. You understand? Yeah, she said, bring it. I received that. That's right. That's 8,000 grams of gold a month. You know what that does for you? That means that so much, I can't speak for your pocket, but I know 8,000 grams a month coming into the system under my organization would absolutely mean that I wouldn't even care what came in weekly, because monthly would have taken care of the next 2 to 3 months. That's the power of what you have from a free position. And that's the power each person that comes to the opportunity has when you communicate it to them properly. So we earn a monthly income by sharing a simple plan. We add affiliates by sponsoring them. Everyone you sponsor is connected to you, and they're connected to you for life. Every connection grows the size of the team. You see? So that's powerful to know and understand. But it only works best if you do math. Now, I know part of the training, believe it or not, in society, Your training when I say training, I'm talking about the formal education. It wasn't designed by any educator. It was designed by bankers. Bankers control the education. Bankers control the curriculum. Bankers control the school board. Bankers control the loans that allow you to go to course, to get your classes. It's all by design. And what do they not teach you? They do not teach you math. Not a math that you can use every day. There are children, children walk around here and talk, why am I taking geometry? Why am I taking trig? What am I going to do with this, that, and the third? When you're in Georgia a lot, you say this, that, and the third. You say it in North Carolina too, but in Georgia, we say this, that, and the third. Okay. When you don't find relevance in a course or profession, or a discipline rather, it's not in pursuit of your life's dream, it's not in pursuit of your profession, then you see it psychologically as a waste of time. Now, there may be a point in life where it does come into activity, because nothing in life is wasted. That's just a law of the universe. You don't waste any of it. But it's about maximizing your activity for the benefit of yourself. And the training doesn't allow you to do it. So we don't learn about math. But in Wealth Builders, you get the millionaire math. In week 4, we talked about this. We talked about how when you do the simple math, it allows you to become that millionaire by choice. Heck, you could even become one by accident. See, because once you've done the math and realize how real it is to be a millionaire by choice, you, meaning the business, you are your business, right? You, the business, must now focus on developing and or increasing your cash flow income by simply setting your targets. How much money do you want to bring in? Do you want to bring in $1 million a year? That's fine. But how about a month? See, that's not far-fetched in the world of Karatbars, because just through one stream alone, you can do it. Look, let me see if I can get my little spotlight pen to work. I got so happy over these little gadgets I'm finding in computers. Okay, it's working. All right, now, let's just look from, if you have 1,000 people who acquire a $1,000 product, that's $1 million. Some of us have 8, 10, 20,000 people in our downline. We know ourselves, many of us acquired packages larger than that in multi-gold packages. 4,900 euros for the VIP, because that's the place to be. It gives you generational wealth. It builds your money, right? Well, if it's easy for us, Brother Danny, just think about how easy it is for those who you introduce it to, because they're being made aware of the time. They're now catching up to what you've already seen. They now know that gold is money. They're going to look for you because you spare no expense. There's no stone unturned that doesn't tell people about this opportunity that you have, and that is free to join. And it is free. You're under no obligation at any time. Am I yelling? Y'all, excuse me. I'm still excited from this afternoon. I know my family's talking about, please get out the house. All right, so look, that 1,000 people can buy a $1,000 product each. That's $1 million. If you have someone just saving, now check this out, not even a full gram of gold. If you have 5,000 people paying $17 a month toward themselves, $17 a month, that's just a little more than 0.2 of a gram of gold. That's $1 million. That's $1 million that you're bringing into the organization. You can do all this through a simple application of math. That's your unilevel power. You see? So I base all of my budgeting against my unilevel, and I target the unilevel, and I go after new people and introduce the packages that bring them wealth. Why do I go after new people? Because those of us who've been around for a minute, who got comfortable, we don't necessarily move on the packages as we like to, because we're wealthy. However, there are many more in the world that can do better by what we have. But I also understand that many of us as wealth builders have not accurately applied the knowledge, meaning the product knowledge. We don't stay plugged in enough or connected enough to learn the nuances that are coming forth from Dr. Sykes. So those of us that do, we reach out. We find a Sister Shaniqua out there in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Or we find a brother Danny James in Canada. We find a Ross Range in Columbus when she's there with her mama. Otherwise, we'll find her in each port, right? So we find us because we're actively engaged in introducing people to opportunity, teaching them about the opportunity, because we know their success is ours. So we do the math. We do the math. Okay? So I want to show you the flow of instruction. Many people felt like, I saw Ron's trying to write it all down there. Don't worry, Ron, I got you covered. So many people just really had no idea how much you acquired in these last few short weeks, these short moments in time, and how you apply yourself. So I want to show you the flow of what we've done. There's a logic, there's a method to the madness, okay? So here you go. Week 1, we identified in-house surplus. We created immediate cash flow and allocation, right? We discovered, I use my example, $7 a day, not $7 a day. Well, it really was, to be honest. But I chose $3 a day because I was embarrassed. So $3 a day, I paid for a cup of coffee 3 times a day. That's $9 a day or $63 a week. Well, that's cash gold plus, a couple of, well, it is cash gold plus right now. But when that happened to me, I was awakened to that a year ago during my holy month of Ramadan, where we didn't eat or drink during the day. When I realized that I was spending a gram of gold a week, guess what I did instead? I acquired that gold, darn Skippy. And guess what? It was the first time that I learned, that's when I learned and discovered that from a free gold savings account position, I can pay all my expenses for the following month, because I was saving in gold and others on our team were saving in gold in the same way I was doing, and they were doing it better. Because some of them were not only saving in gold, but they were also acquiring packages, and the packages that carried gold, they got credit for the gold in the packages. You see? And they were saving and encouraging others to do the same. Man, it was powerful. That next month, I was balling. Khalil and I jumped on every plane, every train, filled up at every gas station, and we traveled. We hit 30 cities, 19 in the first, I forgot how many weeks, and then we duplicated some of the others. You see, because we had the flow, we had the revenue, and it was all acquired from the free position, folks. We know it's doable. That's why we take the time to share. So we showed you how you can find the money in your home, how you can now move it, allocate it. You don't find it and spend it because you wanted something else earlier. Now I want to get that gold chain. Ooh, I can get it now because I'm not buying this coffee. No, that's foolish. In my opinion, Okay. We save what we discover, and we save it profitably. We don't just save the paper. I spend all day long talking about cash is trash. So I allocated the cash for gold and left it on account and allowed it to build in value. So week 1, that's what we did. We established immediate flows of income that was already in the household, and we utilize it to make it a profitable venture by saving it in gold, right? And then week 2 came along. That's when we dropped that bucket list on everybody. That's when we showed a little flow chart for that. And all of it's still in your YouTube platforms. You can go back to the Eric Teray Muhammad YouTube platform. Those who have not seen it, I'm going to try to reorganize it better so you can find it, so you wouldn't have to scroll, but you can search through it. I mean, it's there, okay? And it showed you the bucket list strategy. What was the bucket list strategy? For the most part, you're looking at your total income, meaning what's coming into the house. Now, it might be a salary, it might be a wage, okay? But you might have other odds and ends money coming through. You would take that income, and then what you would do is you would distribute. Your first thing you do is get on auto exchange. You get on auto exchange and save at least 1 gram of gold a month. That was the first discipline, okay? Then you start saving your 10%. Tithing to yourself. You're saving 10%, right? And in saving 10% of what comes in for that month, 3% of it at the end of the month, you're now going to allocate back to yourself as an emergency fund, because everybody should have something to draw from in case of emergency. And I urged us in that time to read chapter 5 of The Future of Money, Dr. Sykes. And if you don't have the book, it's okay. because chapter 5 is available for you for free. It's a download. If you just go to karatbars.com, the home page, you just click on it. You know, how to preserve, what to do in times of crisis and catastrophe. You click on it, it downloads the English version for you, and you are good. And you'll see the power and the reason why it's important to save that cash gold and save that gram of gold a month, right? So we did that. We showed you how we structured in our household the saving of the cash gold, breaking it down off for the emergency fund, then moving to the dream fund. You know, it's one thing to have a dream and dream big. It's another thing to finance it. You finance your dream like you finance your freedom. They're one and the same on every level. Okay? So in the cash gold, I save for the emergency fund and I save for my dream list, my dream bucket. Okay? And then the remainder, the other, at this point, probably 70% of whatever comes in the house, that handles your bills, that handles your charitable givings, whatever else you do outside of those other things. But you have to finance your dream, and you have to do it through the accumulation of gold. You use the cash to maneuver around society. Cash is technically king. I get that. But gold is the emperor and the empress. Y'all got it? Okay, so then week 3, we went into that presentation from Mr. Best and Mr. Dalco, and again, it inspired the WBW testimony. I mean, it was awesome to hear you all. It was so awesome. We ran out of time naturally. Of course, we were going to do that. But almost 500 people saw that presentation. You see, and then it's been shared to thousands more since Friday of last week. There's power in it. People are looking for you all. People are looking for you all. Can't overstate that. Okay. Week 4, we covered that just a moment ago. Growing the pooled income stream. Your pooled income stream is that unilevel. That pooled income stream is also that solid mass of income that comes into your house. How to handle it before it gets in the house, how to handle the remainder. That's what that whole flow and the buckets did for us, right? But you also had homework. You had homework. Y'all didn't think I was gonna get to that, did you? I know, y'all, man. Y'all thought I wasn't gonna do it. But hey, I was gonna do it. So anybody online, remember what the homework assignment was? You can raise your hand or just unmute yourself and share it with us. What was the homework assignment this week?
To contact all our blue dots.
Wait, is that Sister Tyson from the Great Cyber Beyond?
Yes.
Y'all know Sister Tyson Thompson, y'all, of Team Destiny. Also a host on the Kafani Radio Facebook page. She is Financial Freedom Fridays. Did I have it right this time, Tyson?
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay. And every Friday, 4 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Central on Friday, particularly this Friday, is going to be a tremendous undertaking. She did a wonderful thing with us last week. And if y'all don't mind, I'm going to show it to you. It was on my screen earlier today when the PowerPoint decided to die. The PowerPoint died and the Bitcoin lived. Go figure. All right. Let me know if y'all can see that screen.
Yeah.
Okay, Sister Tyson, can you explain to them just what this is? Now, don't explain to them the nuts and bolts of it, just generally what they're looking at, because this week she's going to teach it to you. I'm mining and earning free Bitcoin. Go on, Sister Tyson.
Okay, so this is called a CPO, which is your regular computer mining Bitcoin. So basically your computer, through your regular browser, you have to download this browser. And then once you download the browser, you're allowing your computer to mine Bitcoin, and it pays you. So at this point, since Brother Eric started his, this is how much he accumulated since he started. So some of us have 0 Bitcoin, and this is a free program. So this is something we can all benefit from if we all have, devices, because you
Okay.
can have your laptop or your cell phone.
Thank you, sister. We're gonna stop it there because I hear people drooling now. I'm gonna mute everybody now because y'all starting to drool at the bit. Okay, so that's the opportunity. That's what Kafani Radio offers everyone, because it's a teaching ground. It's a platform by which you can learn more about what you have at your disposal to do more of the things that you would love to do, that you would like to do. Okay, and so I am so grateful. I was so happy I tuned in on that show, and look, between her and her guest, it was Sister Janet. Boy, it was an awesome show last week. And so she's on again this week, Friday at 4 p.m. Eastern, 3 Central on the Kafani Radio Facebook page. So make sure Financial Freedom Fridays. That's it. Financial Freedom Fridays. Yes. On Kafani Radio Facebook page this Friday with Brother Carlito Muhammad. All right, now I'm trying to find my screen again because it seems like I've lost it. Okay, present view. Here we go. All right, so make sure that you all are aware. So in the homework assignment, let's get back to you, Sister Tyson. In the homework assignment, let me see if I can find you so I can unmute you here. Can you tell us how well you've done, or what were your results?
Okay, so my blue dots they came out to 43 people.
Mm-hmm.
And so I began to move them off from the Karatbars platform to Excel. And then once I placed them in Excel, I called them. If they didn't answer, I left a message and emailed them the landing page again. So I wasn't sure if I should have done that, but that's what I did.
That's fine.
So I just began to contact them and see if they were going to contact me back. Some contact me back. So I made plans with them to schedule for them to have all their documents in order and start their KYC, because they're all, already have accounts, but just haven't gone and take the next step to complete their KYC. So that's the next step with them. And then set up the beneficiary. I let them know about the beneficiary opportunity also.
Excellent. Let me ask you this. Did you come across any of them that didn't know, not necessarily didn't know what to do? I'm sure that's a part of it. But did you come across any of them that you really had no idea why they signed up or remembered why they signed up? Or did you come across any of that?
Yes, I had a couple. Where we did most of our signups, it was at kind of like a seniors clubhouse type thing, a cafe where they, and some, kind of remember me, but not really. So I kind of had to jar their memory a little bit and refresh it. Some actually said, I'm not interested anymore. But I did say, can I still send you some information through your email? And they say yes. So
great.
And hopefully, that'll just help them to see the product, see what we do.
Great. Thank you so much. So that's the first step. I was blessed to be on a phone call with Sister Damawi out there in the Triple Digit Desert just a few days ago. And while we were talking, she said, would you mind if I put you in touch with a friend of ours, been a friend of mine, been talking to him about Karatbars for quite some time, but he just never really turned the corner. He wasn't really interested. But this is what I was going to do it anyway. But boy, this is what really took me over the top. Sister Damawi said, I was going through my list and he was next on my list to call. I'm telling you, family, the distance between where you are and where you want to be comes through your list. The more you're willing to talk to people, and matter of fact, Sister Tyson, I'm sorry, I'm going to ask you to chime in again for this point. What did it do for you? I'm not going to assume you had apprehension, but I don't want to assume that you didn't. When you got the calling, did it do anything for your, I don't know, your confidence level?
Yeah, of course, yes, because the blue dots are what, slow your business down, because you would think that people would be energized and ready to get it done and move forward with the map, because we provide the map right away as soon as people come in. And if they don't move fast enough, then that's when, they become a blue dot and they're not moving to the next step. So
Mm-hmm.
for me, basically making sure they receive the map, and then, having them understand that there are steps so they can, utilize their account properly. So yes, it did, get me back into the groove of, reaching out to the customer and letting them know what's going on.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Sister Damari, are you available to share with us about why you found it important to work from your list?
One was so bad, it was leaking. Oh, man. I went back over there.
Hold on a second. Hold on a second.
Look at this. You got me in there. I said, nah.
Okay, Sister Damari, unmute yourself again, please.
Okay.
All right.
Well, I thought it was important to work off my list because my list is so long. And you prompted me last week to get started, and so I did. And that was that conversation was very good. I'm so grateful to you for being available to speak with him, because like I said, not only I, but Cece and I both have been talking to him for about 2 years. So he was definitely on my list, but I didn't want to just talk to him again. So I said, okay, I know somebody he should talk to.
I ain't scared. Let's go.
Right. So that's why I did it.
Well, thank you, thank you, thank you. And what would you have to say to anybody listening about the benefit of working your list?
Well, the benefit is you never know the response you're going to get, because for me, it was like some of the people that are on my list have been on there so long, I really forgot about them. And as I go down my list, which I have about 2,500 people on my team, I don't know half of them, but the half that I do know, a lot of them are still blue dots. And so there's got to be some nudging, some urging, some reason to get them to say, okay, well, this is the reason why I haven't done anything, or, I forgot all about that. But if you don't contact them, you'll never know.
You won't know what you don't know. Yeah, well, thank you, dear sister. What we're showing here, family. Oh, I'm sorry. You want to add something else, Cece? I mean, Damari?
No.
We all look alike, sound alike.
Right.
I heard Brother Kansu, bless his heart. Kansu said, I get them mixed up. I said, but it's all in love. So, we may mix it up in one way, but our hearts are right in a entirely different space. It's all love. I look at Darren and Connie Dismuke. I might call Connie Darren. I know better, but it don't mean I love her any less or love him any less. So there you go. All right. So now let's look back at where we are. So that's the homework assignment. Now, you don't get graded by me. This is how you're able to measure your success and grade your business. We just help to work with the tools that we've been blessed to have as being wealth builders. All right, we'll come back to the hands raised in just a moment. Let's go through week 4. So we got the homework assignment, right? We're going to come back to it, but I want to show you something else. You see, because in that first, let me give me a little highlighter here, and I'm about to mess up. I like this little thing. They should have never shown me this. All right. Remember, we started in week 1 and 2 doing just this, building our cash goal account, setting ourselves up. I spelled it wrong, but shipping our emergency fund at the end of this month. So the 26th would be the 30th day of our 90-day run. Those of you who've accumulated much, ship yourself, if you choose, if you don't have any, ship yourself at least 3% of what you have saved on the month to yourself, so you'll have something to guard against in case of emergencies. Some of you may have just started this run a week ago, 2 weeks ago, or even a month ago. Well, in that case, it's not a lot accumulated there. So if you have a third of it at the end of the month, at the end of the month, if you're saving a 1/10 of a gram of gold a day, for an example, you're going to have 3 grams of gold. A third of that is 1 gram of gold. You can have something shipped to you, or you can allocate it a certain way where you have access to it. So what I would recommend is those of you who are just getting started, at the end of your month, move a third to your e-wallet. Move a third to your e-wallet and let it sit. Because I guarantee you, the vision of Dr. Seiss suggests that in times of crisis electronically, we're going to be able to, in the very near future, move our cash gold onto our debit cards. Just sharing what the vision has been, sharing the vision has been shared with us for some time now, and we're really, we're just right on the threshold. By the way, the look for the next corporate call. I want to say it's next Wednesday. I'm not sure of that. I heard some things stated by Tony De Guevara and other leaders yesterday in a YouTube stream they did, which is available. They did it yesterday, but I'm of the impression that other things about to come down the pike. Dr. Seiss is king of under-promising and over-delivering, so we are excited. So we build our cash gold account, we build up our emergency fund, and this adds to our monthly reserve, right? Okay, now, week 5, we increase the Karatbar income streams. It's different from week 4, where we worked from one stream to show you the power of it. Now we're going to look at how you increase your Karatbar streams. And the power that we took it stage by stage. I want you to understand what you've accomplished so far. You've acquired an entire university semester in a few days. You grade yourself. You can look at somebody else's paper. They let you copy it, you'll be rich. You see, in school, you copy paper, you fail. So what's training and what's really education? Just a thought. All right. So check this out. This is what you actually done. All right. It's going to blow your mind. Here you go again. You identified a surplus and created a savings. You took advantage of cash gold and you use it in two-pronged fashion. You did it as a saving mechanism as well as an investing mechanism. Let's look at what you did investing. Investment purposes right now, you can take that cash gold that you allotted to your system, you can load your e-wallet and save it for a minimum of 8 weeks. Okay, it has to be on your e-wallet a minimum of 8 weeks to qualify moving through CaratPay and to qualify moving through the Caribbean Exchange. Now, you may not know what a lot of that is so far. Don't worry, you will. Just keep stacking gold. What will investing in that way allow you to do? It's going to allow you to secure additional packages, multi-gold and the other incentives that will come down the pike soon, the phones and other incentives, the laptops and other incentives that will come down the pike soon. You can secure packages, but you can also move in time, move your cash gold into Unival, which is gold on the Caribbean Exchange. That's a major, major, major piece because it allows you to utilize the gold to get a hold of your KBC coins, to get a hold of Bitcoin, to get a hold of your stable coin. You also have the power through CaratPay to transfer your gold between accounts. You see, it's very, very powerful. It's a very powerful undertaking. It's never been done before, and we control all of the activity because the entire ecosystem is ours. It is ours as affiliates in this wonderful opportunity. Okay, so that's not all. It's not all, because look, you earn a profit. We have a stable coin coming in a few days, folks. This stable coin is secured through our KBC coins. This stable coin has its own serial number on it attached to you, the affiliate. That means it has your signature. And as that coin bounces around in our ecosystem, on our blockchain, which is fully active, it starts acquiring fees. Fees are given over to the house, which is Karatbars, Karatbit, they'll get some. But fees will also be paid to you for every time that coin bounces around in the system. I want you to understand this. When we talk about blockchain, okay? Once upon a time, you only had what was known as static blockchain. Static blockchain is where it only handled financial transactions. That meant if you had a MasterCard, a Visa card, any credit card or debit card, they all come with fees, right? At one point, the major credit cards on their chain, they didn't own it fully. Ethereum was the gas and whatnot. Do you know that they did transactions up to 10,000 transactions per second? That's a lot of speed, folks. We tell you, money loves speed. Look, if they charge $1 for a fee of $1 for every transaction, 10,000 times a second, that's $10,000 a second. That's $60,000 in a minute. Let me ask you something. With all those fees that Visa and MasterCard and everybody else charge you, have they ever broke you off with anything? Have they ever congratulated you for helping them to achieve the wealth stability that they desired? And as a result, here's another $60,000 for you because they got so much more coming in with additional fees that they haven't talked to you about, let alone the interest rates. Our blockchain is dynamic. A dynamic blockchain is a full, complete ecosystem where it allows everything from multimedia streams to telephone activity. I did the latest, excuse me, I dropped my little key here. I call myself pulling out to show you. But I did some special coverage for the Final Call newspaper, okay? And I needed to keep all the pictures, everything I booed about the other day on the Power Call. I had to keep all the pictures and all the activity private. I had to make sure that I sent it in a way to get it published so that, number one, there'd be no interference. There'd be no one stealing the work and taking credit for it. And the only way I could do it was through our phone. It was the only way I could do it. And guess what? That bad boy came out today. And I'm telling you, the speed that it advanced, that it got there, the accuracy, the attention to detail that it gave and afforded me to tell the story of our people, man. And it was private. Private. So getting back to the profit side of things. All right, so now you have your secure packages, you have the power to move into Unival, move Unival and Karatbit exchange. You're able to transfer back and forth between accounts with your loved ones and others, or you might have a business account that you got to move money through. Gold is money. You're moving gold, folks, and you move it around so you can best manipulate the good of the process to enhance your profit earnings, because it's all profit. Because you didn't spend in this world, because we don't spend here. We just exchange, right? What happens then? What happens next after profit? Well, if you remember, you were already saving a surplus. You're building your in the KB ecosystem, and your monthly commissions are all adding up over here from things you were doing through Unilevel, things you were acquiring through packages and commissions. We aren't even talking about that. But look what it's doing for you. It's now tied to what you can contribute to your dream account. You can add on to your emergency fund. You can add on additional to your surplus, but remember, over here from the very beginning, you are unilevel saving. 12 months of dedicated unilevel savings up to a gram of gold, at least a gram of gold a month. It can earn you after 12 months, 25 grams of gold a month free, as long as your team is duplicating what you do. You have so much here, and I haven't even touched the surface of some of the things that we already have going on. I told you I was so fired up since the 12 noon presentation. I basically lost my mind. I thought they were gonna put a straitjacket on me. Thank God that Tanisha had the off switch. She can just turn it off. You had me foaming at the mouth, kicking up sawdust on carpet. I was so doggone excited. So you see the power, at least a little bit, in what you have. We're going to go through some commentary here, but I just want you to understand what you have in your possession. It is so powerful, folks, and no one sees us coming. So take advantage of that. Relish in the fact that no one knows what we have. So therefore, they don't really have opposition to you because they wouldn't know what they're opposing. So don't worry about that. They're going to know. What you want to be is known for telling them. You want to be known for telling them because they're going to remember from the wealthiest to the least, from the most common to the most popular. Everybody's going to know you for the opportunity. You're not working for now. You're working for your legacy. You're working for your business. So you'll never have to submit to a job. Y'all feel me? All right, let's take a quick look at the raised hands and see what we talking about. Let me see here now. Of course, I'm always messing up this screen. Y'all bear with me. I still learning. I'm gonna unmute, and as I see the hands raised again, I'll call you to the platform. I saw one hand earlier. Roz, do you still have your hand raised?
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
come on with it, Queen.
You know, I am so thankful to be in this class with you because I going through my personal referrals and you know, calling, you know, some of the people back, and some I got, you know, some I didn't. And I left message, and one young man, he was my son's friend, and he had registered like about maybe 4 years ago when I came in. So I just called to ask him how he was doing and all that. And then he's, you know, he was saying he'd been through a lot of divorce and all that. So when I had called him back trying to get him plugged in and all that, he was kind of like really rude. And I shared that with him. He said, Miss Range, I am so sorry. I was going through a divorce. I said, well, baby, I didn't know what you was going through. That's why I never called you back. But I'm really glad I called you back. He said, you still doing that gold thing? I said, yes, baby. Still doing that gold thing. So you about rich a bit. I said, I just laughed and I said, well, I really want to get you back, you know, plugged in. I said, you got your 3 boys and now they're 20 and in the Navy doing good. And I just wanted to share that because I got pissed off that I wasn't gonna call him no more, you know. But because being obedient, going back to calling everybody, I'm glad I did. So I know now why he was, you know, a little hard back then because he was going through life. So everybody go through life. So it's just that I do have something I need to follow back up. We're gonna get the KYC dons, and so it was just a blessing for us to go back to. I have done it before, and then they like don't call back. I said I ain't finna do that no more. So I just want to thank you.
Oh, I thank you. I thank you, Sister Trish Mitchell. We in the house. Come on, Trish.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thanks for having me. And thanks for taking my call, Brother Muhammad, and congratulations on your accomplishment.
Thank you.
I wanted to say, the young lady that was talking about the blue dots.
Sister Tyson.
Yes, and tell me, what do you think is better? When you email them, do you email them personally or can you CC all of them together? That way, I did it. I CC'd them because I wanted them to see other people was involved with what they signed up for. And taking it personal as a personal email, I mean, it's not an opportunity to have them to see someone else is doing what they sign up to do. You understand what I'm saying? So what's the good best thing for me have done? CC everybody or just email them at a time to let them know what's going on with Karatbars and how they can get, plugged back in.
Sister Tyson, your thoughts?
I wouldn't do it that way. But if they're connected to the Telegram, now, if you want to connect them to the Telegram, I think that's a good way to let them see how many people are involved. The Telegram is constantly moving. So if you want to invite them to that, that would be great. But I think the individual emails are good because you're developing a relationship with them. And each person has different things that you're going to have to address. Some may go through KYC really fast and easy, and then some may not. Some may have a lot of issues. So you want to just, I think that the individual emails is more relationship building.
Okay.
Great.
Thanks.
Thank you, Ms. Trish. Anyone else? Oh, and Trish, let me just say this. What made my ability to accomplish the goal easier is because I had help I can call on. And I just want you to know when you're ready to do your part, you have help to call on, okay?
Okay. Yeah, because that was my biggest thing right there.
Yeah, I was cheating. I have 10 children.
See.
I have a wife that'll fuss at me if I didn't get it done. So, I was cheating.
Yeah.
So I didn't really win.
So give me at least about 3 or 4 more months.
We got you, sister. We got you.
All right. But again, kudos to you.
Thank you.
All
Thank
right.
you. The household will feel it soon. And family, in case you don't know what we're talking about, Sister Trish and I had it wasn't a firm, nothing like a wager, but we just want to see who would get to it first. All right. We were in a phone conversation, and we just talking about the monies that we waste paying out of convenience and how we got to, hone in. And what started it was Braden. Braden showed us his drone and how he, things that he didn't need any longer. And he was getting all this gold and, I wasn't getting jealous, but I was just saying, I got to get mine in too. So anyway, we were talking. And in the conversation, I mentioned the fact that, I don't know who mentioned it first, but we had a huge storage bill. Huge, not because we owe so much on it, huge because it was constantly being paid month to month for years. Years.
I think mine's like 5 years now.
Yeah, mine was 8.
Yeah. And that's over almost $7,000.
Yeah, mine was over 8.
and imagine for 5 years, $135 per month times 5 years.
Woo.
That's over almost 4 ounces of gold.
Easily. See, when you develop that mind of the wealth builder, you're going to attract people into your cipher, into your sphere, who think like you, who want for you what they want for themselves. That's why the 90-day run is so essential. That's why plugging in is so essential. So we want everyone to relieve themselves of those albatrosses, those anchors. We want everybody to free themselves up from debt and create some relief. And you all do it for me. Y'all inspire me because I talk so much trash. I better do something. Y'all know where to find me. I ain't got sense enough to get off the internet. Come on with it, Brother Braden.
Assalamu alaikum, brother.
Wa alaikum salam.
Ready for the revolution, sir. I was hoping you wouldn't call my name out because if you did, I would feel compelled to speak. But this is another great week in Karatbars. Again this morning, the pretty little box arrived.
That's right.
So of course, I get to do it again. And as I go through this liquidation process on my way to a little over, and I found a little more, so a little over 130 grams acquired in transit, it's only due to the thanks and the thought process that was given to me by the class. The shift in my mindset of what useless stuff do we have? It may be sentimental, but it brings no value.
Mm.
And so that cleaning out process that you started in week 1, if I did my calculations correctly, by the time I'm done liquidating all of these things, it's no longer 130, it's about 141, and
Wow.
climbing as I dig through and find stuff. And the sister before me just mentioned that, you know, she's got a storage unit she's been paying. I got a storage unit as well that I haven't even touched. And now I'm trying to figure out how much I have sitting out there that's going to go to gold. I hope you can see that picture of the little red shed behind the house.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It's amazing when the thought process shifts and you think about what you can leave to your kids. I've got 15-year-old and 12-year-old still in the house. And so that means my window is getting short. I've got 3 years to stop my 15-year-old from ever having to fill out a job application.
Woo!
How bad do I want that?
Mm-hmm.
I've got 15, I got 3 years to stop him from ever having to get a student loan. How bad do I want that? So ladies and gentlemen on the call, if you're listening, if you don't build a dream of what you want to do for your family, what you want to do for yourself, if you don't find a way, find that dream and build that dream, you'll be stuck playing with this thing part-time. You'll be stuck doing the same thing that you've done the last 30, 20, 30, 40 years of your life. I'm 51. I've been on the same hamster wheel now since I was 15.
Mm.
It's time for a change. This is a revolution that is needed.
That's right.
And we are at the forefront of it.
That's
Thank
right.
you, Brother X-Ray.
Hey, brother. Thank you. Wa alaikum salam. Before I move on to the next, yes, sir, I want to give a shout out to Dark Gable Sr., who had a Father's Day gift this weekend when Dark Gable Jr. joined him in the ranks of wealth builders. Hey, Brother Glenn, can you give us a shout? How you doing, brother?
I am fantastic, Brother Jeray. How you doing today? And how is everyone?
Great, great.
I was going to raise my hand also because I had some actual success in calling back some of the Blue Dots local couple here. If I have just a few minutes to share that.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Again, good evening to everyone. This is Glenn Perkins out of Jackson, Mississippi. I was able to call back one of my, a couple of business partners, which are husband and wife team. And they were sharing that one of them's account was linked, you know, to CarrotBit, and the other one wasn't. So I said, well, I wonder how that happened. So anyway, we got together and we're supposed to get back together tomorrow and get that linked together. And they were excited again. So I was very excited. The husband immediately, right after that, went in and got him some cash gold because I told him storing that cash gold, man. You know, he didn't really understand it, but he trusts me. He said, Perkins, if you said I need to get me some cash gold, I'm gonna get it. So he went immediately in and got him some cash gold. So I'm excited about it, man. I need to make some more calls, some more partners, and just wake them up, you know. And I'm excited about the whole 90-day run. And thank you so much for what you do for the entire team.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. Thank you so much. And congratulations on that victory. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay. Next up, I would like to talk to the thumbs up master. That's brother Darren Dismuke there in Lansing, Michigan, as brother Greg said, all the way in Lansing, Michigan. Brother, would you like to give a greeting and share a word?
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Hello, everyone. I appreciate you putting me on here, but I was spectating, but since I've been sitting up here, you know, my word would be stay focused and stay positive because let me tell you something. This is the right place at the right time. I was thinking about something that Mr. Best and Mr. Delco was talking about. Like, would you rather have gold stored, like when the gentleman was showing his area in the back? Would you rather have gold stored? Would you rather have something that expires? It was so funny because I just got rid of some items that I used to participate in before I got in Karatbars, and they expired on the shelf.
Woo!
And I took them and I put them in a container, and I started laughing. I said, you know what? This is about 5 grams of gold, right? I said, Lord have mercy. I said, only if I knew.
Mm-hmm.
Only if I knew. So this is the right place at the right time, and trust me, this is the only place you want to be at, right here in Karatbars. And I appreciate what you do, Brother Eric Teray, because let me tell you something. You're inspiring. You motivate me all the time. Sometimes when you get going at 8 o'clock in the morning, my wife will have you on, and I'll just wake up and I say, well, I know that voice. And I just roll up, get up.
Wow.
Because you said something the other day, like, if you can get up by 5:30 in the morning and get to your job that you got to be at a certain time, then I said, I guess I can get up for you when you start rolling at 8 o'clock.
Thank you, brother.
So thank you. So
yes,
everybody take care.
Thank you, brother.
Connie said thank you.
Oh, thank you, Connie. We love you.
He said he loved you. She said she loved all y'all.
Yes. Thank you. You know, I'm just picking on folk now because I see the I don't know which one you got. You have matriarchs and patriarchs, right? Is the male considered a patriarch? Well, anyway, I'm gonna throw it over.
Patriarch is male.
Okay. Well, please allow me to throw it over to out to Alabama. No banjo on the knee, but I want to reach out to another member of Team Audacity. I want to talk to the Clueless of Cox.
Hi. Good evening, everybody. Good evening, Brother Eric.
Hey, brother. How we doing, soldier?
Man, I'm just loving it, man. I love what you're doing here. I love everything. I'm on the mornings classes, and I love what you're doing this afternoon, too. I'm on all of those. I've been reaching out to my Blue Dots, too. I didn't have as much success, but that's kind of good and kind of bad. That's mainly because I circle back on mine all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go to my back office and I'll print out how many people they have under them, and I go to them and show to them what they have. And I've been
powerful. I've never done that.
Oh yeah, that's real powerful. When they see that they've got over 100 people under them, for example, and they know they haven't done anything, that's powerful. And so I've had a lot of success like that. Didn't have any success in the last couple of weeks because I had already gone back to everybody not too long ago. But the thing about when I do go back like that, like I said, it's really powerful. And a lot of them will say, wow, I didn't know that it worked like that. And because when I tell them, when I sign somebody up, when I talk to them, I say, and they're trying to decide if they want to get a package or not. What I tell them is, if you have any, even the smallest amount of inclination that you might want to do the business at some point rather than just save gold, I say you need to go ahead and get a package. And I say, and if you think you might want to sign up next week, a lot of them say, well, let me think about it. I say, if you think you might want to do it, at any point, I would suggest you do it today, because the 10 people I'm going to put in next week, you're going to be under them versus them being under you. And then when I go back to them weeks later and show them that they do have people under them, like I said, and they know they have not done anything, a lot of times they're ready to go. It's powerful.
Oh yes, sir. I'm going to include that in my arsenal, because I've talked to people and say, hey, you know how many people you have under you? Or I might screenshot it and send it, but I'm in the face of a lot of them as often as possible. Even in this, I'm in the face with my mask, but I'm there, but I can print it out. Right. I can print it out and show it. And it's easy to show them on something printed large enough, wide enough for them to see and see the power of those dots and being able to follow the legend, and you can explain it to them. It creates the conversation. I like that. It never dawned on me. But again, as our sister champion would say, you don't know what you don't know.
When they see their username up there, then they know it's them. And they see all those people under them. I mean,
oh yeah. Well, thank you so much for sharing, brother. Any other comments you want to add?
That's it. Just glad to be here, and I like what you're doing.
Thank you, dear brother. We'll try to continue to do the best we can for all that we can.
All right.
Now I'm moving over to, I normally have to catch a plane to go there. I don't know if y'all ever flown to Johns Creek. Damari knows what kind of commute that is. Ladies and gentlemen, CC Mahone.
Good evening, Brother Teray, Eric Teray. You don't have to have a plane to get to my house. That's just a joke between us. I live in Johns Creek, Georgia, which is on the other side of where Brother Muhammad lives. So either go to my house, take you an hour, or you can go to his house. And from the airport, you'll be there real quick. But if you come to my house, it's going to take you an hour. But you do not need a plane. Anyway, I want to thank Roz Raines because I had to call her to get the number because I was in the class, but I was on YouTube.
Okay.
And
okay.
I could hear you and I could comment, but it's not the same. I want to be where I was supposed to be. So thank you, Roz. But what Mr. Cox said is basically what I do. And I go through my list and I write down, well, I have a lot of people that I'll go through and I'll get them in a group and I'll write down how many they have. I said, if they have their KYCs done, if they have a package, the date that they join Karatbars, and then I call them. And when I call them and tell them how many people they have, they always respond, how is that possible? I haven't worked, I mean, I forgot, they don't even know their username. But when you tell them that, like Pluis said, that does something to a lot of people. Some people don't care because everybody's not going to join Karatbars. Everybody's not going to get into let Karatbars get into them.
True.
So we know that somebody's got to drive my road. Somebody's got to drive the plane to bring you to Johns Creek. So everybody's not going to join us. But when you let them know, even if they don't respond right away, it might be another month, it might be another year. And they think about, I do have a business. And that's something else that I stress with people is that I think sometimes people just join Karatbars and they don't really realize you now are part of Karatbars, part of this community, but you also are the owner of a home-based business. And sometimes I think that kind of gets lost because we talk about save and go and telling a lot of people save a lot of gold, make a lot of money. But when people realize they have a business with tax advantages, that does something for some people. I had one person tell me, you can't have a home-based business and have a W-2 at the same time. And I said, you need to change your tax man, your accountant. But a lot of people believe that. They don't know.
Yeah.
And it goes back to that title, you don't know what you don't know. And it's up to us that do know to share. So I just want to thank you every morning. I'm like, the dogs have to get up early to eat. I'm like looking at the clock, like, do I feed you early? Because I got to get to my class. They don't care. But the thing I was telling Roz today and Damali, I went to school, I went to college, but I didn't enjoy school. I enjoyed talking to people. I enjoyed recess. I enjoyed playing games, but I enjoy listening and learning from you, Brother Eric. And I just want to say thank you because I set the clock now because sometimes I wake up around 5:30 to 6 and I fall back asleep. You know that sleep?
That's freedom sleep. That's freedom now. Yeah.
Fall back asleep and I wake up and it's like 5 minutes to 8. I'm like, oh no. So this 90-day run to wealth, I am excited. I'm going to keep running and I am so glad that I'm running with all of you.
Praise God. We thank you. And we thank your sister for getting up at 5 a.m. in the morning on her end of the world. But it's cool during that time because by the time the heat hits, boy, woo, she can get a tan in her shoes. Thank you so much, Sister Cece. Thank you so much. Family, there's something else coming. I'm going to share with you now. We're developing what's known as a study group. And it was inspired through Sister Cece Mahone and her discovering the power of the Create Room on Facebook. So we're going to get a study group going in different areas. It might be developing your approach to clientele, Brother Cruz might be the one running it. We might be in that day just following up. It might be Sister Patricia giving us a book reading from another venture where we'll just circle back and discuss it there amongst us in a community that they can relate to it. You know, we talk about developing that culture, but some of us on islands, we're on deserts all to ourselves. But when we can come together like that, and we can bring people together like that, it develops a community that we always talk about having. In a new world, you know, in a new way of communicating, we have to take advantage of the new because God has chosen us to be new with it. So there's power in communication. There's power in sharing each other's expertise. And of course, there's never enough time in a platform like this or the one I abused at 12 noon earlier today. I'm apologizing again. I was ooh. Anyway, but when we can say, hey, visit me, Brother Greg X. Powell, my longtime brother and warrior in the Nation of Islam. This man reaches out to me about money matters, keeps me abreast of things that are going on, and I read all of it, I hear all of it, and this has been a relationship you're talking about 2 decades. Okay, I wasn't as smart as he was then, and I'm definitely not as handsome as he is now, and that's only because he was smarter then. He knew what to preserve. I just grew with the ugly, but he preserved his, you know, and he diesel. Anyway, I'm not putting out an ad for him. I'm just saying, brother handles himself well. Okay, so at any rate, Brother Greg, I want to give you the greeting. First, let me say I love you, brother. Assalamu alaikum. And also, yes, sir, this man has such an acumen for the power of the metals. He knows silver, he knows gold, you know, he's a personal friend of Maloney and all these other folks who are right now full of baloney in my estimation, but still.
Yes, sir.
Still, you know, I show him a little love. I show him love because he helped me to see a way clearer as a result of becoming a part of this wealth building family. Brother Greg, would you like to share anything before we close out?
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir, brother. It's been a pleasure knowing you for 2 decades, brother. Matter of fact, brother arrived here in Atlanta when I get the same day I got my ex. And yes, sir. It's been a pleasure. And yes, I've been in the metals for 13 years now. 13 years. And brother brought me into Carrot Bars 2 years ago. Mm-hmm. And I'm still learning, and you know, it's been a pleasure being a part of being in such a positive group, being a part of this community. And another thing before I go, brother, I'm going to send you a link. I just finished watching a video of Jim Rohn's mentor, a guy named Earl.
Yeah, Earl Shaw. Shaw. Yeah.
Just finished listening to him, brother. And I'm going to send that to you once we get off this call.
Yes, sir.
It's pretty deep. It's pretty deep. So,
yes, sir.
Yeah, like brother said, you know, just finished working out, studying all day, journaling all day. I mean, that's my life. It's a lifestyle.
He's a free man.
Yes, sir. Free man. Only work 2 days out of the week and doing good since I've been part of Carrot Bars.
Praise be to Allah. Thank you so much, brother. Thank you, Brother Greg.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Wa alaikum salam. Let me tell you, look, this brother is a consummate, what do you say? Someone who just loves working out. This brother gonna walk through a wall, come out on the other side, talking about who put that wall there? And keep moving. Just, you know, he's like a tank in a suit. I mean, we love him, we would tease him, you know, endearingly. I mean, we used to be at the mosque or going to different functions, waiting for everybody to arrive, and Greg show up, man, I'm telling you, brother, I mean, sharp enough to cut himself, you know, and it was just, you know, I'm just reflecting on a lot of that. But brother, thank you so much. All right, we're gonna take another look at the screen as we close out. Y'all ready? Let's take a quick look here.
Yes, sir.
And okay, well, let me find my screen. First of all, I know y'all can see it, but I gotta see it too. All right, okay, so you see all the talk we have about having a complete ecosystem. Well, it is complete. It started with you right here. You started saving gold at least once a month here. And then you follow the process to free up some of the money in your household that was already there. You didn't have to go out and do anything extra for it. All you had to do is pay attention to things that were hidden in plain sight. Then you decided that you were moving towards cash gold. Why? Because you know that gold is money and that trash is not. And as soon as you moved it over, it increased your value. It increased your leverage. It leveraged your household. So you had two options from this point, and you were able to accomplish them both. You saved some for yourself in surplus and created an emergency fund. You invested in yourself. You might have put it in your e-wallet here because we're saving for that rainy day, because something's coming from Dr. Sykes. It's coming real soon, and we're all chewing at the bit, just hella happy, okay? And then it gave you options on the investing side because there's more to invest into yourself. And because you didn't spend anything in the first place, because we don't spend in a debt-free company, what happens is everything is profit. Everything is profit. And it leads up and it connects to what we're already saving. Because remember, we started with 1 gram of gold a month at least. And the cash gold aspect married on to here, and your profits join that there, and you forget you're making a ton of money over here. This is, I'm gonna call that box the Braden account. Because every time you look up, he got another Karatbars box coming in, delivering free gold in an undisclosed location, by the way. Anyway, that could be just him right there. This is all of us, family. We did all this in really little less than 4 weeks. It'll be 4 weeks on Friday. And if we just pay attention to what we have and what we can do, when you think you have no time, figure out something to do with, you know, the time, like, how can I get another 1/10 of a gram of gold in my account? See, I'm consumed with this thing. I don't think I could ever be any different any longer, you know? So I work from each system. If it's a dual system, then I work both sides of it, you know? So I work my unilevel system. I go through, I comb through, I talk to all the affiliates in there. I try to reach as far in depth as humanly possible. We'll have a one-on-one training on that as well, you know, in one of those study group rooms that we're creating, thanks to Sister Cece. I'm so happy and thankful that she took a look at that and shared those nuggets with me. Okay, so I go through the unilevels. I go after new people, because where those of us who are already in the program may not embrace the multi-gold package, there's a whole world out there that needs it right now, and they know it, and they'll take it. And we grow. We grow. Remember, you may not have 1/10 of a gram today, but someone secures a bronze package, 1/10 of a gram is dropped into your account. Isn't that the same thing? You have the power, family. Never, ever doubt the power and the veracity of your reach. Okay? So I think veracity was the word I wanted. I'm not really sure. Didn't feel right once it came out. But y'all help me. Okay, so remember, this Saturday, 8 a.m., classes in session. It's a very special session. I was so blessed, honored, and nervous when Mr. Best called me yesterday morning, just before the power call, and expressed that he wanted to come on our platform. And he wanted to share this very special message, a very focused message, how to close the wealth gap. There's a wealth gap in our homes. There are wealth gaps in our businesses. There's wealth gaps in our pockets. There's a wealth gap in the world. But guess what? What the world can't do, we can. He has some very special insight to share. He hasn't told us what those jewels are. You know, I know he's getting ready for it. He's excited. I'm excited. And it's going to be on our page, the Eric Teray Muhammad Facebook page, you know, where you normally find classes in session. You'll find it for Mr. Ty Best. And when we put the announcement out, please share it everywhere, 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 you know, and allow a world to wake up. You know, he may not be able to call 100,000 blue dots or 90,000 blue dots or whatever the number might be, but collectively, because we're all on his team, we can reach him. All we got to do is share the word and share the opportunity. Okay. So family, I want to thank you for allowing me to be a part of this mighty platform with you. It's been a great honor. It's been a great pleasure. Is that Mama? Hey, Mama. No, I got to take you off mute. You got to talk to us.
Hola, abuelita.
I'm trying to eat. Say hey, everybody. They hear.
Oh, we heard you. You trying to eat?
Yeah, okay.
Glad to see you. Thank you so much.
Too.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much for blessing us with a wonderful champion and friend and your daughter.
Thank y'all. Thank y'all for taking care of for me.
And save me some. Thank y'all, family. I will see all of us 9 p.m. We have the training. Those of you who, in case you don't know, Brother Willie Brown, husband of Miss Sherry Brown, partner of Woody and Uncle Rufus, is on the Gold is Gold show tonight at 9 p.m. on the Kafani Radio Facebook page. I'll be there hosting, and it's going to be a wonderful time to, there's something very powerful about a person who makes his puppet a star. Think about it. You have people who write scripts for movies and plays and whatnot, right? And they make stars out of those people, but they produced it from their brain and no one even remembers a lot of them. But Willie Brown did something one day, man, just blew my mind. And many of y'all experienced it at Let's Go Weekend. When he had his puppet look back at him and say, when he said, "Are you in Karatbars?" He said, "Man, you have the puppet said, man, you have to be a dummy not to be in Karatbars." When I was told about that, man, I nearly fell out of my chair, man. I couldn't believe it. But he's such a blessing to us, and he has such a mind, and he's so spiritually centered, and there's just more to the man, and that's what we're going to explore tonight on the Gold is Gold show on Kafani Radio. We're at 9 p.m. Eastern there. All right, family, y'all have a blessed one. Try not to hurt nobody unless you just have to. I know we say lift every voice and sing, but sometimes you have to lift every fist and swing too. I'm just saying, that's the Teray in me. Sorry.
Yes, sir.
May Allah bless us. Thank you, family. I'll see us again. Oh, and just look for some more information to come in regards to the study groups we're going to set up in those create rooms in Facebook. There's certain people I'm going to reach out into in particular to lead and moderate, because it's really our time and our season to shine. All right, family. Thank you so much. Forward.
Forward. Hey, everybody, good night. Have a golden blessed evening. I see you, Marie, and eat it. All right.
Yes, ma'am, Miss Rosalind. You have a good day.
That's it.
Good night, Miss Rosalind.
See you later, family.
See you later.
All we do is win, no matter what.
The golden billionaire is in the house. Woo.
I eat it.
Hey, how you doing? I want to know, what was Miss Patricia Henderson cooking? She been cooking the whole time.
No, it's not cooking. I'm a herbalist.
Oh,
and
okay.
I'm making herbs.
Okay.
It's different herbs I was making.
Okay, because I was researching what time was dinner. We were all coming over.
Making herbs. All right.
All right, sister, let's package up those herbs. Let's get that healing going.
Yeah. You got
That's right.
Back injuries. Patricia.
Back injuries?
Yeah, I got a friend that got back injury. Okay, I need to get in touch with you. Okay.
I need to see him. I got a herniated disc. I need your help with.
A herniated disc?
Got anything for
Okay.
old age?
We all need your herbs, Patricia.
But I can look up for anything y'all want.
Okay. All right. Glenn Perkins.
All right.
Post your link in the chat room, sister, so we can all find you.
Okay. Talking about Glenn, that's my boy.
What you eating, Mama?
Good to see you all.
What you eating?
It's so good to see everybody, I tell you.